let's see. All right, here we go. I think this is working. So I'm about to start this up. All right. Yeah. For once, the display is actually working for me. Nice. All right. Okay. Well, here we are. I decided that it would be fun to play tonight, so I'm playing a little bit tonight. I don't know how long I'm gonna take. Probably not too long. Do got work in the morning after all. But it's fun. It's fun. All right. So let's see. Let's see. And here I am in the House of Blades. Very nice. So, where I left off last time, I finished up the Black Lake District, and I finally reached a point, level-wise, where I can complete a whole bunch of companion quests. Or at least start them, in one case, I think. As I've mentioned before, it's, I don't know if everybody knows this, but it's always a good idea to recruit as many henchmen as you can, even if you're not going to take them with you. Mostly because of this very reason. So, Tomi has been my henchman all along, but I've hired Dalen a while ago, so I'm going to start talking to Dalen.
I've been waiting for you. I suspected you would return. Do you need me to join with you once more?
Yes. My blade is yours to command. Now, as you can see, it's kind of funny. The game progresses these quests based on your own level. So, I don't believe I'm going to need to do anything extra to make sure that Dalen trusts me enough to get to his ultimate quest, but let's find out. I suppose I can always drag him out to the docks if I need to.
Yes? Is there something you need?
Alright, I'm going to say I just want to talk for a while. My strength is in my weapons, not words. If you're going to be my henchman, I'd like to know more about you. I would ask that before I tell you about myself, you tell me something of yourself. Among my people it is said that in knowing our companions, we come to know ourselves. I admit that I fight only for gold, but I know nothing of your motivations. Why do you serve Neverwinter during these darkest of times? Oh, it's a role-playing opportunity. Oh, actually, some of these aren't too bad. Now, of course, the last one doesn't really suit me. It's promised me gold and riches. Here we go. So, in times of darkness, great heroes must do great deeds. It's how legends are forged. You know, as a neutral option, that one's not actually that bad. Sometimes it's so very, very obvious which one is the good, neutral, or evil option. And that gets a little silly. But this isn't too bad. I have seen too much death and suffering from the plague to stand idly by. Okay. You are an honorable man. I too seek honor here in Neverwinter, though of a different sort. I came to the city to make a name for myself, to forge a legend that even the tribe of my mother would hear. Instead, I found myself guarding crates and barrels against common thugs. Yet even in the sordid world of the docks, my reputation spread. Several captains asked me to join their crews. Perhaps if the plague had not come, the name Dalen Red Tiger would have become a legend on the high seas. Oh, jeez. You work for me now. Don't forget it. Jesus. Okay, anyway. don't worry. Stick with me, and the bards will sing your praises. Yeah, a little immodest, but not necessarily a bad option. Let's go with it. Perhaps it is for the best. Had I joined the ship's crew, it is unlikely that the Uthgard would ever have heard of my accomplishments. My place is here, in the north. This is the land of my birth, and this is where I must fulfill my destiny. I will bring no honor to my mother's name by fleeing on a ship. Only if I stay can I hope to redeem the shame of my father's blood and end my exile. God, Corkit, the last thing I need is your problems dumped on me. Anyway, exile, shame of your father's blood. What are you talking about? Please forgive me. I became lost in the moment. The drums of glory momentarily distracted me from the task at hand. It will not happen again. No, tell me what you were talking about. I want to hear it. Please, the things I said before. The words were, "This is not the time to speak of such things." Perhaps later I will speak more of this, but not now. Alright, so that's the level 1. Hello, Obsessive! How are you? I hated to duck out of Plunge's fun session, but I did say I was going to do some streaming for a bit myself. I'll have to catch his VOD later. Do you pronounce it VOD, or do you pronounce the letters? I never know. Oh yeah, I bet. Dragon Power was, well, I'm sure that the version of Dragon Ball that it was pirating off of was a very faithful version. Okay, VOD, not the letters. Okay, I will remember to do that. I mean, those little huts were very cute, the round huts, but I mean, that's all I retained from it. And everything else was interesting. Is it just as bad? Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. At least it's a very faithful pirated attempt, or whatever the hell it is. A forgery? No, not a forgery. Whatever. Doesn't matter. A ripoff. Ripoff probably works just as well to describe it. I am talking to a bunch of henchmen today. These are henchmen that I did not... There we go, ripoff. These are henchmen that I did not take with me. But because of game mechanics, I can still get their backstories. They're actually quite cool backstories, I think. It's kind of a shame that we just kind of, with the way that the game is structured, you just kind of get them in all at once. No, that's all right. Have fun doing laundry. I probably should do chores myself, but noticeably I'm not doing that. Don't tell anyone. All right. So, I've gotten the level 1 dialogue, so all I have to do to get the level 2 dialogue, because I am of sufficient level now, is to click him again.
Yes. Is there something you need?
I want to talk with you a while. My strength is in my weapons, not words. I want you to continue your story from before. In the time that we've been together, namely these past 2 seconds, which probably amount to 5 minutes total, you have respected my request for privacy. Now I feel I am ready to tell you the rest of my tale. I mentioned my exile to you before. The truth is, I did not willingly leave the Uthgard to come to Neverwinter. The tribe cast me out. I am a monstrous half-breed. As a child, it was obvious my blood was tainted. I was violent and savage. It was only because of the pleas of my mother that the tribe did not slay me as an abomination while still an infant. Did they hate you so much just because you were different? Or what about your father? Well, I'll ask about his father. Actually, I probably shouldn't have given the backstory. Well, Stephen can be insensitive sometimes. I never knew my father. My mother never spoke of him, though I saw the pain in her eyes whenever I asked. But where the pain came from, I could not say. Some in our tribe said he was a vile beast who forced himself on my mother during a raid. Others claimed my mother loved him and welcomed him to her bed, then wept while he was murdered by the warriors who discovered them. The truth that I shall never know, for it died with my mother last winter. At her death, the tribe cast me out. Can you blame them? Why waste good provisions on a half-breed bastard yet to prove himself in the world? Jeez. Well, I'm not going to say 4. Well, it's horrible. someday or prove yourself. I'll go with that's horrible. That's horrible. They had no right to do that. I bear my tribe no ill will. They had little choice. Until I prove myself, they cannot be certain where my loyalties lie. God, this poor guy's internalized a whole mess of shit, hasn't he? Once I show the spirit of the Uthgard is pure within me, the Red Tiger tribe will welcome me back. Do you want it? Right. And it's not as if they abandoned me in the cold. They gave me food and weapons before they sent me out into the world to prove myself, and a sacred talisman of the tribe once carried by my mother. Ah, that's probably the item I need to find for him. Alright, well, I want to help you. Oh, I missed that line. Sorry. One sec. Forgive me, but I cannot speak of this anymore. It is too painful. Ah, there we go. I thank you for your kind offer, but there's little you can do for me right now. Please. The things I said before, the words were, "This is not the place to speak of such things. Perhaps later I will speak more of this, but not now." Well, you win the depressing protagonist backstory award for the year. I kind of missed Tomi's whole sleeps with the Caliph's daughter while the Medusa and the Caliph mutually try to kill each other thing instead. Oh well, comic relief versus tragedy.
Yes?
Let's
Is
go
there
with-
something you need?
Let's go with the quest dialogue now. My strength is in weapons, not words. Same dialogue. Alright, I want you to continue your story from before. I suppose you deserve to know the rest of the story, Stephen. I have kept this weight upon my heart, but we are in this together. We are both warriors, after all. If I cannot turn to my brothers in arms for aid, who in this world can I count on? There's something troubling me. Okay. My quest to prove my worth as an Uthgard warrior has not begun, and already I feel I have failed. Failed how? I am not the first Red Tiger warrior to be exiled in this way. The most who undertake a vision quest do so as punishment for committing some crime or transgression against the tribe. When the warrior is sent from the tribe, he is given a special talisman. This talisman must remain by his side, for its magic brings the visions, and the visions illuminate his quest. Oh, oops. My talisman was a simple brooch worn by my mother, one of a sentimental and spiritual value. Alas, I fear my quest will never be complete now, as the talisman, the key to my visions, is lost. Lost? It happened shortly after I started work at the docks. I tried to keep a vigilant guard over the talisman, but the district is crawling with pickpockets and cut purses. Oh, poor guy. Ever since it was stolen, I have sought the brooch, but how can one locate such an object? It is unique, but of little monetary value. It may be that the thief who stole it threw it away when he realized how little it was worth. That was partly the reason I stayed so long at the docks, hoping I might somehow discover the brooch. I'm certain it is somewhere in the docks district even now, if it was not burned on the bonfires of the plague corpses. Oh jeez, give it up if you haven't found it by now. I'm not going to say that. I do wish there was a little more subtlety in the evil options. It's like, I don't know. Whatever happened to the evil guy, the affable evil guy? Alright, or at least the evil guy pretending not to be a total dick once in a while. Alright, don't worry, we'll find your brooch somehow. I know I shall probably never find my mother's brooch again, but I shall not give up hope. Without it, my vision quest will never be revealed to me. Well, if I find it, I'll let you know. Thank you, but for now we should return to the task at hand. Alright, so, that's the only one I don't think I have of these, because I've been collecting these little items as I've gone through. Hello, Sir Yurik, how are you today? Well, I'm working on it. Probably not going to stream quite as late today. Tomorrow's, of course, a work day. Alright, so, yep, I've got to find a talisman in the docks, which is the only section I haven't been to. There's Grimnaw, and I believe Sharwin is out here, so I am reasonably sure I got Sharwin's thing. So let's double check.
I suspected you'd show up here soon. I'm glad to see I was right. So, shall we join up once more?
I think that sounds like a wonderful idea. Give me a second. Alright. Can't do her voice any better than I can do Dalen's, but let's do it. Alright, good. Let's go. So, level 1 dialogue.
Yes?
Let's go.
Is there something you need?
I just want to talk for a while. Talk? About what? I'd like to know more about you. I believe I can flirt with her. You'd like to know more about me, would you? All right. I'm game for a little chit-chat. I want to ask you something first, however. Why are you on this mission of yours? Why work for Erebeth at all? Did she bat her pretty elven eyelashes at you? Or is there some other force at work here that I'm unaware of? Why do you want to know? I asked first. I cannot stand idly by. Up there's the Forged, which is... It's my duty to assist. There's nothing more to be said. It's interesting that I get 2 more options with her than I do with Dalen. Not really sure why that is, but I'll go with 2. I cannot stand idly by while people suffer and die. I like that guy's tattoo. It's the same as mine. Not in real life. I'm afraid of pain. I suppose that's a fair motivation. I feel the same, to tell the truth. Though I desire more out of this than just mere success. I desire fame above all else. I want to walk the path that others haven't. To make my own legend, rather than recount others. I want to be thrilled and awed by my life. And when I look back on it, to regret nothing. I mean, fair. This may seem shallow to you, but I have my reasons, however, and I ask no one's approval. What do you think, then? Do I have a chance at those things, traveling with you? Do I want to be boastful? Let's be a little boastful. Stick with me and you'll be famous. Promises, promises. I'll admit that there's something about your future that holds great possibility, however. We'll see where it leads. Far better to make the attempt, I think. Far better even to perform great deeds and remain unknown than to not even try at all. I know where the normal path leads, believe me. The path of the unexpected, or the path of the expected. The path that everyone else wants you to lead. Down that path lies oblivion. What are you talking about? Death. Or as good as it anyway. There are many ways to die that don't leave a corpse. If you wish, I'll tell you a tale sometime, about my family, and how I became what I am today. You'll probably be bored to tears, as I'm not the stuff of legends yet, but it's up to you. I don't want to hear your stories. Tell me. No, I'm not in the mood to tell you this tale just yet. Of legends and fairy tales, certainly, but I only tell stories about myself when I'm ready. Okay? I'm sure there's plenty to keep us busy, correct? Lead on. Alright, step 1. She's coyer than Dalen, or Tomi. She doesn't give us anything for her first level question.
Yes? Is there something you need?
So let's see what the second level questioning is. I want you to continue your story from before. I suppose I did offer to tell you about my family, didn't I? Very well. I'll tell you. By my family, I actually mean my mother. She's the only true family I've ever known. I never met my father. He and my mother parted ways before I was born. Okay, just a second. I just gotta check something. I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna Okay, sorry about that. Didn't mean to take forever. Just checking something. All right. Did I read that line? Oh, yes. Father and mother parted ways before she was born. Okay. Mother was an adventurer, you see. A mage, in fact, of some skill. This is what other people have told me. However, Mother would never discuss it. She left that life behind, along with my father, to marry a man of wealth. You don't sound as if you approve. Perhaps not now. But I didn't know any better then. My mother considered her past nonsense, as she had much more important things to think about. My mother wanted wealth. She wanted to live a life of fine jewelry, of carriage rides, and fine mansion in Black Lake. Her husband was a means to an end. She left behind her magic, and instead spent her life spending money. Far more money than my stepfather could ever afford. She didn't care a whit for his complaints, so long as he kept providing her coin. When he died unexpectedly, she was devastated. Not because he was gone, but because he left behind a mountain of debts. She was terrified at the thought of being poor. What about you? Were you saddened by his death? I never really knew him, to be honest. My mother kept me quite distant, shuttled from one private school to another. She formed a desperate plan. Although she rarely saw me when I was a child, now she had need of me. I was a comely young woman, and she would see me wed to a wealthy bachelor. Not for my benefit, of course, but for her own. I was so meek and accustomed to being ruled by her, I couldn't even conceive of pardon me, botched that line. I couldn't even conceive of an ejection. My mother had her eye on young Lord Farthington. He would never stoop to marry poor nobility, however, not unless he desired me. I would have to seduce him. Did you? I had intended to. I went to Lord Farthington's estate to attend a party being held in his honor, my mother meeting us to meet. When we arrived, I was awestruck at the size of the hall. There were so many people dancing I could barely take it in, and the music was so beautiful. I stepped onto the floor and approached the man my mother pointed out. I was very nervous, but the man was handsome, kind, and witty. I fell in love with him immediately. My mother grabbed me away from him angrily not long later. I had mistaken her directions. It was not Lord Farthington that I danced with, after all, but it was far too late for my heart, however. I take it who was this man, then? His name was Dannon, a penniless apprentice bard in the service of Lord Farthington. I was utterly in love with him. My mother told me to forget about him. I couldn't, however, despite the possibility that we might lose everything. So what happened? I had a choice, obviously. Take the path I was expected to and seduce Lord Farthington, or run off with the penniless bard. I should have done one or the other. As it turns out, I made a mess of everything. Being a young fool, I suppose that could be expected. I'll tell you what happened sometime later, perhaps. Let's just continue on with what you were doing, shall we? Alright, that was level 2. Now level 3.
Is there something you need?
I just want to talk for a while. Oh, there's a prompt here you'll notice I'd like you to level up. Basically, because when I recruited them, they were at the level I started with. They haven't leveled up with me, so this would catch any new henchmen up to where I left off. It doesn't really matter. I mean, in the end, anytime you can do that. Talk about what? I want you to continue your story from before. You want to hear the rest of the tale about my ill-fated affair, do you? I suppose there's no harm in it. I should have run off with Dannon, or turned him aside completely. I did neither, as I was unwilling to disobey my mother. Instead, I seduced Lord Farthington, as she wished, and loved my bard in secret. Dannon was kind to me. He enthralled me with his music, and I adored him. Lord Farthington, on the other hand, was merely lustful and possessive. My mother was overjoyed. This wouldn't have gone long. No, that's true. These things are bound to come to a bad end, of course, and I wish I'd known that. As the date of my marriage to Lord Farthington grew closer, he began to suspect that something was amiss. I spent far too much time away from him and in Dannon's arms. It was all my mother could do to convince him that I was true to his love, and it was she who finally discovered me in the arms of my bard. Both of these are a little extreme. Did she have Danon killed, so you killed her? Unpleasant scene. Let's not make any assumptions. To say the least, my mother was horrified beyond belief and sent the guards chasing after Danon. He escaped, thankfully, and I was undeterred. Mother turned on me then and forbade me to see Danon ever again. I was to marry Lord Farthington, and that was all there is to it. I refused at first. I loved Danon. Nothing else mattered, so she begged me. The proud woman got on her knees with tears in her eyes and begged me not to abandon her to poverty. I could do as I was expected, save my mother and marry a man whom I did not love, or I could run off into the unknown with Danon. Well, given that she's a bard now and not in a fancy estate, I'm going to assume she chose Danon. I struggled with the decision, for I had never had to make up my own mind. But the thought of that dreary life with Lord Farthington frightened me so. I chose Danon. Yes. Sorry, one sec. I need to make a note to myself. Okay. There we go. Lord Farthington was outraged. He tried to have Danon and me executed, and we were forced to flee with not a copper between us. Sounds like a nice guy. My mother was crushed. She was turned out from noble society as she feared, and lost everything to repay my stepfather's debt. Well, let's not have any judgment. It wasn't us in that position. So, what did you do then? I fled from Neverwinter with Danon, and we traveled far, and he taught me how to become a bard in my own right. I did not return home for many years, until recently, in fact. It was an odd feeling to discover that Lord Farthington had lost his own fortune years ago, and both he and his household were now dead from the plague. That was the fate that had awaited me. And my mother, I've only been to see her once since my return. She still lives? She's lived all these years as a poor seamstress, it seems, bitter and blaming me for the poor luck which had befallen her. We said little to each other as she ordered me out of her leaky cottage. I did find out one thing, however. She's dying. She suffers from bone rot, a disease which would require the attention of several clerics for a month to heal normally. With the plague, however, no one can help her, though I've tried in vain to find one who can. I would even want you here. Is there nothing that can be done? Perhaps I could help her. Let's go with this one. Is there nothing that can be done? I mean, I think it makes sense to offer to help, but a paladin with, like, lay on hands is not going to do much if a cleric can't. I know of only one sure cure for bone rot, an extract from a flower that is said could only be grown on the fabled cliffs of Mount Celestia. Check. Okay. Finding such a potion would be difficult, I have no doubt. It is my hope to find one, however, and save my mother's life. I do not owe her, really, but I would like to do this one thing for her now. Well, as it happens, I just yoinked one of those, some celestial extract from somewhere or other. Conveniently. Let's see. It is kind of anticlimactic to do it this way. It's like in Skyrim. You just kind of, like, I want to send you on a quest. Here, this thing. Like, she's gone through this entirely emotional story for me, and I'm going... that ideally predates a quest of some emotional impact, and I'm going to cut that short by saying, is this the potion you're talking about? It is indeed. How you came across something that can only be made on another plane, however, well, I won't question it. Thank you. I'll have this sent to Mother as soon as possible. You've made me feel much better. Here, take this. It's a belt that belonged to Danon that I've saved. I want you to have it. Hopefully, it will serve you well. Thank you. I'm not used to kindness from others. I will not forget this. Let's just proceed with your mission now. All right. Well, aside from a slightly unemotional sort of resolution, I did get a belt. And I'm not wearing a belt, so any belt I have right now will be a plus. Oh, I forgot about that cloak. I should take that and get that identified at some point. All right. Belt. Well, no matter what, it's going to be good. Ah, +1 charisma, +1 perform, +1 persuade. And the neat thing is, if I take it to other chapters, I have a chance of getting that upgraded. So that's pretty good. I'll take the +1 charisma in a heartbeat. Okay. So that's all we got for
Yes?
Sharwin.
Is there something you need?
Talk for a while. Just advice. So now I'm going to trade Sharwin out for the creepy monk. Hello, creepy monk.
I have been waiting for you. I suspected you would return. Do you need me to join with you once more?
I think I do. Yes, yes, Grimnaw. It is weird to see a dwarf without hair, right? I mean, he does have eyebrows at least, so he's not completely hairless. He doesn't have eyebrows in his portrait, of course, but I think I'd be weirded out without the eyebrows. Alright, yes, I do. Then together we shall rain blood and death down upon the world. Grimnaw is the evil companion. I still think I still think this is the sort of thing that would just make Kelemvor feel like a little sheepish. But that is what it is. Alright. What the hell am I doing? Right, I'm talking to him.
Is there something you need?
Okay. So I'm 3 down, well, 2.5 down. 3 to go. I just want to talk for a while. Conversation is one way to pass the time until the Silent Lord comes to claim us. What do you wish to speak about? Well, if you're going to be my henchman, I'd like to know more about you. I would ask, Stephen, that you tell me more about yourself first. I'm eager to know what type of man I have allied myself with. I do like that they give you this little bit to establish a little bit more roleplay here. Why do you serve this plague-ravaged city? What possesses you to venture out into the streets amidst the bloated, swollen corpses and burning funeral pyres? Same thing as usual. I've seen too much death and suffering from the plague to stand idly by. What the plague brings upon the people of the city cannot truly be called death. There is no final release for the victims of this illness into the waiting grasp of the Silent Lord. True death, the ultimate end of existence, is the one perfect absolute in a flawed world of uncertainty. The Order of the Long Death understands this. Alright, well, tell me more about the Order of the Long Death, Grimnaw. We bring pain, torment, and anguish to the denizens of this world to prepare them for the release of death. We spread devastation. We seek to tear down, to obliterate, and destroy. So you're an Effendi. Oof. The monks of my order bow down to death, Stephen. We may swear allegiance to another, but it is only as it serves the will of the Silent Lord. So the Silent Lord is the god your order worships. Your order sounds pretty evil, Grimnaw. We'll go with this one. My order does not bow before any god. We worship death itself, in all its incarnations. Gods are transient. Even a god may die. Baal, Bane, Cyric. Okay, well, then Kelemvor doesn't have to deal with these idiots. That's probably good. But death itself is always present. The Silent Lord is the name we give to the concept, the very essence of death. We all serve death in one way or another. It is only after I left Mithril Hall to join the Order. Yeah, I'm sure Bruner Battlehammer had a whole lot of patience for this guy. I'm just saying. To join this Order that I came to truly understand this. Mithril Hall? Is that where you're from originally? I spent many years at Mithril Hall in the service of Bruner Battlehammer. Huh. I remember my vague Forgotten Realms lore, before I joined the Order of the Long Death. There was no place for me among the clans at Mithril Hall. I was shunned and reviled by my own kind. Shunned? What do you mean? This is not the time to speak of this. Let us return to our mission. The Silent Lord's hunger will not be sated by mere words. Alright.
Is there something
This is a very dialogue-heavy day. Alright. I just want to talk for a while. Conversation is one way to pass the time until the Silent Lord comes to claim us. I do like that line. That's a good line. Alright, I want you to continue your story from before. Very well, Stephen. I've been reluctant to speak of my time at Mithril Hall, but you will not let the matter rest. No. When Bruner Battlehammer reclaimed the throne of Mithril Hall not 20 years ago, really that long ago? Oof. Time does fly. It kindled a fierce racial pride in all the dwarves of the north. I was one of many who flocked to Bruenor's banner, one of many who came to battle the denizens of the Underdark and drive them from the mines beneath Mithril Hall. Did they reject you because you were part of the Long Death Order? Well, they wouldn't accept you, would they? This was long before I joined the Order of the Long Death, and at first Mithril Hall welcomed me, for even then I did not fear death, and I was eager to inflict it upon my enemies. Okay. There were many among Bruenor's followers who shared my love of battle, and the reckless fury with which I slaughtered my foes, but none of them appreciated the terrible beauty of what was around us. Have you ever heard the glorious chorus of screams of dying drow echoing in the chambers of a dwarven mine? Or paused in battle to taste the palpable specter of death descending on the field like a cool mist? He does have a talent for imagery. Have you ever stood over a dying comrade, drinking in his pain and fear as his life bleeds away, gazing into his eyes to glimpse the terrible understanding shining through him in that final instant that death claims him? I can't say I've had the pleasure. After the battles, I would walk among the scattered corpses, fascinated by the truth of their deaths. The others found it disturbing, I knew, but I couldn't stop. The compulsion was too strong. And as I wandered amidst the twisted and mangled bodies, and gazed into the masks of agony forever frozen on their faces, I understood. Drow, Duergar, dwarf. In death, we are all the same. We are also all alliterative. In death, we are all perfect. Hello, Beebler, and hello, Rashke Tiger. How are you? That's one way to describe PTSD, I suppose. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, this guy's an interesting fellow. I mean, he is pretty powerful. If I didn't need a can opener, I might drag him around. But also, I mean, as a paladin, it's kind of a little twitchy to figure out if they would be compatible long term. So, but my day's pretty good. Thank you for asking, Beebler. All right. I tried to share my revelations with my brothers in arms, but they could not understand. They only looked at me with horror and disgust. I'm not going to be a dick. I'm also not going to be like that. Oh shit. I don't want to part ways with him, but neither of these answers really work for me. I'm a paladin. I guess maybe my character will play along just until he can back away and hire somebody else. Well, or maybe he's playing along because he'd like to understand a little more. Escape key. Well, no, I need to continue with this thing because I need to get farther along so I can give him his quest item. But yeah, escape key, really. They didn't provide a nice neutral method. Well, I am a paladin, so I guess I'm going to be judgmental. That's what they said as well. There we go. I feel bad, though. I feel like I got a decent crit. I got a decent charisma right now. I think it's 15 with the nice belt I got from the bard lady. I feel like I should have been able to think of a more diplomatic answer. Oh well. That was what they said as well. Thought they were glad to have me at their side whenever the drow attacked. Oh, sure. I left Mithril Hall shortly after my revelation in search of something. I found the Order of the Long Death. I suppose I cannot blame my fellow dwarves for their reaction. The acceptance of death is not easy. Even among my order, there are those who cannot face the Silent Lord when their time comes. What do you mean by that? I'm sorry, I should not have said anything about this to you. This is a matter that can be solved only by those of my order. You could tell me. Maybe it's something I can help you with. This is not the time to speak of this. Let us return to our mission. The Silent Lord's hunger will not be sated by mere words. Alright, well, fortunately, at level 6, I can trigger the third conversation. And then I don't have to deal with him until chapter 2. I just want to talk for a while. Again, that is a great quote. I'm not going to say it for the third time. Alright, I want you to continue your story. I told you earlier that this was a matter for those of my order, but you have proven yourself to be an agent of the Silent Lord. Death follows you wherever you go. Well, thanks, dude. I wonder if it is possible to do a pacifist run of this game. I don't think so, but folks have been cleverer than me. I have not been completely honest with you about my reasons for coming to Neverwinter. I came in search of someone. Who? Her name is Alaganda. Like me, she was a disciple studying to enter the Order of the Long Death. We often trained together in anticipation of our initiation. I will not describe our initiation rituals to you, but the Silent Lord claims many who undertake them. Only the few who survive, as I did, are welcomed into the Order of the Long Death. But Alaganda could not bear to face her own mortality, and on the morning of her initiation she fled, breaking the vows she swore when she first joined the Order. And you followed her here. I did not follow her right away. The ravages of the ritual had left me broken and weak, but when I recovered, my instructor came to me and told me what I must do. Alaganda has denied Alaganda has denied the Silent Lord that which is rightfully his. For this she must die. Because I am the lone survivor of the most recent initiation, I am the one given the privilege of killing her. If I am ever to advance further in the Order of the Long Death, I must bring back proof of Alaganda's death to my masters. What kind of proof? I'm not going to help him kill an innocent woman, I agree with that, but let's see what he needs first. Alaganda always wears a forged silver ring embossed with a crest of her family, a soaring falcon against a full moon. After wearing it for so many years, the ring will not fit over her finger, and she would never willingly remove the ring while she lives, in any case. The Silent Lord has many tools to reap its harvest. Alaganda may have succumbed to the plague or other misfortune, but I will search the city until I either kill her or find the ring that proves she is already dead. I'm not going to help her. Well, she's probably dead already, and the ring could be anywhere in the city. You'll never find it. Your words are cruel, but there's truth in them. However, I will not simply abandon my quest. I will not rest until I find the ring that proves Alaganda has been taken by the Silent Lord, though I know my chances of success are few. Well, actually, as it happens, I did manage to find this ring. Thank you for that emotional story with a great deal of impact. I'm going to nip it in the bud because I have this thing right here. Yes, this is Alaganda's ring. This is the proof I needed. Now that I know she's been taken by the Silent Lord, she was a fool to flee. There's nowhere that we can run that death cannot find us. Well, I have no gold or treasure to reward you, but there's one thing I can offer. A small token, perhaps, but it is all I have. I've got an amulet of the Long Death. You have proven yourself a true servant of the Silent Lord. Take this amulet. All those who join the Long Death are given a similar talisman. Thank you, Grimna. It will not save you from the Silent Lord when he finally chooses you, but it will grant you some protection from succumbing to those who would deliver you into his grasp before the appointed time. Eventually, I will return to my order and report Alaganda's death to them, but this can wait until your mission here is done. The mark of death is upon you. As long as I stay by your side, I know I serve the will of the Silent Lord. Alright, well, let's see what this thing does. I am currently wearing a Wisdom +1 periapt. I have that thing, but I don't particularly need it right now. That looks like an amulet of Long Death. Constitution +1 and spell resistance 10. I mean, that's not terrible. I'm gonna keep it anyway, because it's a companion thing, and thus, it's a good idea to keep it, but what the fuck is Sharwin doing? They have the weirdest emotes sometimes in this game. Alright, well, now I do not have to deal with Grimna until Chapter 2. I am very grateful for that. Let's go ditch him for somebody else. Let's see, I've talked to Dalen, I've talked to Tomi, I've talked to Sharwin and Grimna, which means Body Knock and Lino should be next. Lino stories are always pretty entertaining. Sadly, the spellcasting AI is not great. Cleric AI is somewhat better than the sorcerer AI because they at least will, you know, heal you. Oh, speaking of, I've got some traps to sell.
Hello there.
I bet you'll buy traps. You seem like the sort. Not gonna sell the rest, but I'll sell the traps. Oh, you won't. What fucking good are you then? Asshole. I suppose I can have you identify the fucking thing. Alright, what does this do? Identify. Cloak of Protection versus Law. Well, I mean, it's not the best cloak I got. Probably gonna sell it eventually, but it's better than nothing. Alright. Lawful evil is a thing after all. Alright, so I think Body Knock is back here, and Lino should be somewhere around as well. There's Lino? Where's Body Knock? Where the fuck did I put the guy? He's gotta be somewhere. Is he back here with Lino? Ah, yes, he is. Okay. Alright. Here, come have fun with this jackass. Alright, Body Knock. You are very entertaining.
So you must need something. The most logical assumption is that you want me to join up with you again, correct?
Yes! Let's have another new character info dump. Sorry guys, like I said, this is going to be a very, very speech-heavy update.
Is there something you need?
I just want to talk for a while. I am a staunch proponent of the free exchange of ideas. What is it you wish to know? Well, if you're going to be my henchman, I'd like to know more about you. Request is completely logical, Stephen, and I will be happy to answer your inquiries. However, as you might expect, I have some questions of my own. Why are you here? What events are the underlying basis of your service to Erebath and the city of Neverwinter? Same line I gave dwarf guy. I have seen too much death and suffering from the plague to stand idly by. Compassion is an admirable trait, Stephen, though I must confess my own motivations when I came here were quite different. When I first heard about the plague, I was flush with the thrill of scientific discovery. Do I have his thing? I don't know. I thought that if I applied the principles of observation and experimentation, I could discover a cure for the plague. It was only after I arrived that I realized how wrong my preconceived notions were. I suppose the need to learn this lesson was one of the reasons my mentor insisted on sending me out from Lantan. Your mentor? I am a sorcerer. I have the ability to unleash powerful and dangerous forces. I would have been foolish to undertake this career path without seeking the guidance of one more experienced than I. Now, that's probably true. However, sorcerers and wizards are not common in Lantan. We prefer to find a scientific solution to problems whenever possible, rather than relying on magic. At last, I managed to locate another who could train me in the arcane arts, a human sorcerer named Porphyro, who lived in a secluded tower on the far side of the island. And he took you in? I'm not going to be racist. We'll go with the first question. I admit that when I first arrived at Porphyro's tower, I did not receive a warm welcome. Or rather, to be more accurate, I should say that I received an overly warm welcome. Just as I reached Porphyro's tower, a large lizard popped out from behind a nearby bush. It was somewhat alarming. However, when the creature opened its jaws and belched forth a jet of flame, I became absolutely terrified. I fled back the way I had come, the fire drake's blasts of flame licking at my heels the entire way. As soon as I passed beyond the boundaries of Porphyro's land, the creature turned and disappeared back into the bushes. What did you do then? Once I regained my wits, I realized that the fire drake served a dual purpose. It was a guardian for Porphyro's estate, but it also provided a challenge for any would-be apprentices who might wish to approach him. If I could find a way to best the creature, I was certain Porphyro would see my potential and accept me as an apprentice. The problem was how to get past the creature when my magic was barely capable of igniting a candle. I had to rely on my mind to solve the problem, so I began to analyze the facts as I knew them, and I realized the creature was nothing more than an illusion. How did you figure that out? I simply looked at the evidence. Fire drakes are not indigenous to my island, and the climate is hardly suitable for them to survive. Plus, I had noticed no burnt patches of grass or scorched bushes on the ground. Yes, thank you. I don't want to be racist. And thank you for the compliment, Beebler. Alright. And the flames I felt licking at my heels had done no damage to my shoes or clothing. Armed with undeniable proof of the illusion, I marched up to the tower once again. When the lizard appeared, I simply ignored it. It charged straight at me, fire and smoke spewing from its jaws, but I held my ground, and a split second before the beast bowled me over, it disappeared in a shower of light. The door to the tower swung open. I stepped in to see an old man in robes. He smiled at me and said, "Well done, Body Knock Glinkle. You have proven yourself worthy of being my student. I am Porphyro." What was it like as his apprentice? I'm sorry, Stephen, but this isn't the most reasonable time to discuss this. After all, Neverwinter is in great peril. Ask me about this again later, and I'll be happy to continue my tale. But for now, we should focus on your mission for Lady Arabeth. Alright, level 1. That was a pretty long tale.
Is there something you need?
Now, the level 2 tale, because it's fun to info dump all at once. I'm a staunch proponent of the free exchange of ideas. What is it you wish to know? I want you to continue your story from before. Like I said, I mean, these are some really great story ideas. It's just unfortunate that the way the game is structured, you basically just get a whole info dump all at once. And then you get a new info dump all at once in the second chapter, and a new info dump all at once in the third chapter. I think in the fourth, you're too busy having a climactic battle of some kind. Alright, you seem quite interested in my time as an apprentice under Porphyro, Stephen. I suppose we can afford a few minutes for me to recount those days for you. Porphyro instilled in me the basic principles of magic and the underlying laws governing the arcane. I botched that word. Oh, arcane. Not sure what the fuck I did with that. I think I hiccuped during it. Alright, his knowledge and wisdom were an inspiration to me, though his organizational skills were a bit lacking. What do you mean? I would constantly stumble across magic items carelessly strewn about the tower. Potions and elixirs from half-finished experiments would be left sitting on the kitchen table. Ancient scrolls that he'd been copying would be stuffed under the cushions of his chairs. Wands would turn up in closets and drawers. And he never, ever locked his laboratory, despite the countless powerful magic items and dangerous experiments he often dabbled in. You must have found that quite a temptation. I admit, seeing all those potions and wands and scrolls just lying around was difficult. I must confess that eventually I did give in to the temptation. Oh no. Oh no, what happened? I just snapped. I couldn't take it anymore, and I did something rash and completely out of character. I waited until my master left on an extended trip, and then I cleaned up Porphyro's laboratory. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. No, you don't clean up a slob's workspace. We'll never find shit again. Okay, I organized the scrolls and potions and wands. I built shelves to store the magical components of his research, and I made a card catalog system so he could cross-reference all of his tests and results. Items that were particularly powerful or unstable I locked safely away in a magically reinforced chest with a key that I presented to Porphyro on his return. That's it? You cleaned up? What can I say? I was young and foolish. Porphyro's own reaction was similar to yours. He couldn't believe what I had done, although he did continue to use the filing system I set up for him. You had all that magic at your fingertips, and you didn't even try to use any of it? What kind of sorcerer are you? Weren't you even curious? Of course I was curious, but my hunger for experimentation was tempered by reason. Imagine the damage I could have done if I had dared experiment on my own. I was apprentice, so the sensible course of action was for me to follow the lead of my master. Any other action would have been illogical. I like this guy. I guess your actions make sense now that you've explained them. I admit, my actions may seem overly cautious, but that's the way of my people. Curiosity is tempered with careful analysis. I don't know, I think I remember some bit of Storms of Zephyr where there was a whole bunch of lantern gnome shenanigans, but we'll leave that be. I'm playing 1, not 2, and Storms of Zephyr is a long way away. However, Ever since I left Lantern, I find I'm growing more bold in my quest for discovery. After all, I did come to a plague-infested city in order to chronicle a new disease, among other things. Among other things? What do you mean? Is there another reason you came to Neverwinter? I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said anything about this to you. It is really a trivial matter, and you have far more important things on your mind. You can tell me. Maybe it's something I can help you with. Ask me about this later, and I'll be happy to continue my tale. For now, we should focus on your mission for Lady Arabeth. Alright. Third time.
Is there something you
I think
need?
Tomi still has the best story, but I like Body Knock. I just wish... Unfortunately, there's sorcerer AIs in this game. I mean, I guess maybe I could do that Tony's AI thing, but I never could get that to work in the past. One of the very famous mods that folks use that isn't a module type of thing is Tony K's AI and Henchmen inventory management, whatever. And it's very well rated. It's looks beautiful. When other people use it, it looks fantastic. I've never really been able to make it work. Also, I'm pretty sure it also improves the enemy AI, and I'm bad enough at this game as it is. What does it do? That's a good question. I'm not a technical person or a programmer, so I don't know that I can explain it really well. But if you go on Neverwinter Vault and you search for Tony K, you'll find it pretty quickly. And there are a lot of fans of the series who swear by it. I think it's meant to improve the spellcasting AI of the henchmen that you get, especially in the first Neverwinter. It allows you to access their inventory too. And that's fair, that's fair. If you like to play games unmodded, then you probably wouldn't want it. I'm a mix. I like to play modded games to an extent. This game actually does have a mod attached, and I'll show you in a little bit. Usually I play modules instead of the change things up mods. Modules are fun. One of the things I want to do with this stream is to look at some of the player-created mods, like the epilogues for this series that folks have made, and see how I like them. Actually, here, I'll show you the mod I am using right at the moment. So you may notice that my character is a bit less clad in one part than otherwise normal. And that is because I use... let's see. I use the customized character override hack made by someone named Cameron. No leg armor, yes. My character is wearing no pants. Ah, that's true. You like modded games if it allows you to play characters like Luke in a Star Wars game. I can see that. That is fun too. But yes, I have no leg armor. That's because the customized character override hack lets you change the model of any armor that your character is wearing. So it's kind of like putting in your own glamour system. I can show you a little bit. I can change the cloak because I'm wearing a cloak. If you go into the armor, you can change the armor. Change the armor model. Here right now it's on torso, so if I say put it to show next style, it changes it to a different type. And you can change all these little segments to make it work if you don't like the current outfit you're wearing. I do like the current outfit I'm wearing, so I'll put it back. The one thing though, I am very adamant about not wearing any pants, so that's what I do. I can see that. Mods like this are fun, because you can see the character being able to look how they want. But mods that change gameplay or make things easier, you're not really a fan of, and I get that. I don't know. I mean, it depends on what I'm trying to do. I mean, I'm playing this on normal, not hardcore or anything like that, so obviously I'm not really looking for a big challenge. Most mods I think folks want to make it more challenging rather than less. But other times, I play Skyrim modded. And it's funny because for a long time I was playing Skyrim with like this really weird combination. Yes, if you've got thighs like that, you might as well not wear pants. So I agree with you. He's got good thighs. So before survival mode came out for Skyrim, I was playing with like Frostfall to add survival and I need so that I would have to eat. But I also played with a summonable chest So basically what I do is I'd steal a whole bunch of food and such and shove them in the chest, and have like a haven bag that was a shelter. So I gave myself more difficulty, and then I promptly gave myself 100 ways to cheat around it. So I don't know, maybe it's a zero-sum game. Like having a modded sword or crazy spells or AI teammates. Well, I mean, you can do that with these too, and plenty of folks do. But I think most of the time folks like to have a good challenge, so. Oh, mods that remove the hunger and thirst system. That I go back and forth on, because I like them, but sometimes they're not the most, it really just depends on the execution. I think if the game is meant to be played with a hunger and thirst system, then modding it out doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But, though it's funny, because one of the very famous module mods for this game is a dance with rogues. And that's very, very famous. You may have heard of it. And I think the most recent version, the lady who programmed it did put in a hunger and thirst mechanism. I'm not sure how I think that will work with this game, because I don't think this game is really devised around it. But then her game is devised around it, and it's just basically using the same engine. So we'll see. Yeah. So one of these days I'll play it, and I'll see what I think. Because she did also provide a version without the hunger and thirst, because I guess quite a few folks didn't like it. So she always seemed like a very nice person, that module maker. Never met her, never encountered her. And if you know anything about that module, it's very funny that I'm bringing it up. But anyway, slight scandals aside, I think Buddy Knock owes me a story. So I just want to talk for a while. I'm a staunch proponent of free exchange of ideas. That is also a good quote. Alright, I told you earlier that I came to Neverwinter to study the Wailing Death, but there was another reason I came as well. Given all that has happened, it seems rather unimportant now. My giggle makes it sound wild. Oh, it is wild. If you ever do some looking for it, it's a very famous mod because of two reasons. The first is it's one of the class-specific modules. There are a few of those, and they're usually really good, because it's interesting when people can tailor a story around a particular class. I mean, obviously, if you want to experience the story the way it ought to be, you should try to play along. Though, I mean, sometimes you can pick a different class and wreak some interesting havoc. So this one's based on the rogue class, which is fun. So you get to steal things, you get to pickpocket, and it's got a lot of really interesting systems for that and for getting experience that way. And it's very, very well received for that. It's also, well, it's also one of those mods that, well, it's adult rated. Let's put it that way. It's very much a labor of love by the author, and I think I remember reading an interview or something, and she said how she made it for her own personal use and was only then encouraged to post it, and it's very popular. So it's popular for the people who like rogue modules and the clever systems, and it's popular with people who like certain other types of stories. You play it with a young woman character, and well, for her own personal, very much so, honestly. I suspect, though. I don't want to cast aspersions. Like I said, she seems like a really nice lady, and she shared it with the community very generously, and a lot of people have had fun with it. But yeah, it's definitely. I'll put it this way: I can't play it on Twitch, and I'm not sure I could get away with playing it on YouTube. So without getting a ban. So you'll never see me playing that game on here. There are a few other games like that, and it's interesting to see how people tackle that subject with the relative limitations of the technology. That's all I'll say about that. Yep, indeed, people indeed make some spicier stories, and I think there's a place for all of that. Twitch has some rules about that, though. So, and I think I remember the lady once saying that she didn't really want her module being reviewed because it wasn't that sort of thing. And I think that's fair, so I probably wouldn't play it anyway. Oh yeah, flirting too much, making their players uncomfortable. That's always a a hard balance, I think, to get at. Now, the nice thing about the module is, of course, it's uploaded, it's got warnings. You read the summary, you know what you're getting into before you play the game. Well, that's true. People getting into relationships because of stuff like that. Well, there's that too. In this case, it's very hard to start playing this game without knowing what you're getting into. So, so I think, well, if you're ever curious, you can go on Neverwinter Vault and check it out. All right. Here we go. So back to Body Knock, who is somewhat less interesting than a slightly wild Neverwinter Nights side module, but here we go. But you did ask me, so I must conclude that you are interested in my motivations. I have come to Neverwinter in search of bread. Oh yeah, I do have this thing. I know how foolish this sounds, but I have heard tales of a special type of bread found only here in Neverwinter. Leaven bread, they call it. It says the loaf stays fresh for months, and that will never go stale or moldy. I was hoping that when I came to Neverwinter, I could find someone to teach me the secret of making this wondrous leaven bread. If we could determine the agents that keep the bread from spoiling, I think the principles could be applied to any number of other uses. With a little research, this discovery could mean so much more than simple bread. But you haven't found anyone to give you the recipe yet? I looked for some time when I first arrived in the city, but it seems the secret is known only to a few master bakers, and unfortunately, they've all been claimed by the plague. I suppose someone still has a copy of the recipe somewhere, but the more I've witnessed of the death and suffering in this place, the less important discovering the leaven bread became. Oh, that's rare. I believe the discovery of the leaven bread recipe could have far-reaching benefits, and I would like to someday bring a copy back to my home of Lantern. But I know your mission is more important. I will not let my scientific curiosity get in the way of your work. Well, yes, I'm glad my giggle makes sense now. And yes, Neverwinter Night invents preservatives. All right, so here we go. Well, I happen to have a recipe for leavened bread right here. And now I'm imagining leavened bread as being a Twinkie. You do. This is wonderful. Yes, this is exactly what I need. I have no gold or treasure to reward you, but there's one thing I can offer. A small token, perhaps, but it is all I have. Oh, I got a ring. Before I left Lantern, I was given this ring by my master, Porphyro. He said it embodies the essence of discovery and the quest for knowledge. Because you have helped me in discovering the miracle of this leavened bread, I feel like you've earned your right to wear this ring. Thank you. I'm not going to insult the ring. Stop giving me that option, game. Well, I'm glad they give you the option. It's good to have options. The ring comes from the island of Lantern, island of discovery and invention. It has the power to grant insight to its wearers. Well, that's fun. I regret there's nothing else I can give you, but once more I thank you for what you've done. But we should return our attention to greater matters now, and resume your mission. Nope, this update is just talking to NPCs and getting cool shit. Alright, so I have a Ring of Fortitude, Ring of Cyan. I should probably sell that now. And Torn's Ring, that's not what I want. Well, the damn thing's got to be in here somewhere. Let's see. Oh, probably there. Lantany's Ring, what does it do? Charisma +1, Regeneration +1. Hello, Amy. How are you? Mods, no. No. No modules right now. Eventually, because like I said, I want to take Steven through some of the epilogue modules. I think they'll be fun. They're all mutually exclusive though, so I have to decide what I'm going to do for it. I think I'm going to do like a sliding doors sort of thing. So I'm going to make a version that completes this game and then split off versions to do each different epilogue. Oh, you said mod because your comment got blocked. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know how your comment got blocked. Well, hopefully it wasn't a terrible comment. I'm sure it wasn't a terrible comment. I'm sure it was just like a weird glitch there. Oh, the auto mod. Oh. Well, I'm sure. I can't see it on my phone, but that's how I'm looking at it. I'll check the I'll check my manager to see if I can see what it is. For shame, I'm saying already. Okay. I don't know what it is. Let me see. Okay. It won't let you say. No, it never lets you say things like that. Pulling it up, pulling up. Now I'm curious. Hello, Outsider Gaming. I do like your little emoticon there. It looks like one of my subjects. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness, Amy. What are you doing? You're going to get in trouble. Okay. I am scrolling up to see what you got in trouble for saying. I don't know. I don't know if it showed me the comment or not that got removed. Well, I'm sure it was fine. Ah, that's too bad. Add the dock in OBS. Ah, I should do that. I will do that later. I can see I can see what Amy is saying on here though. There we go. Yep. Okay, I appreciate that, Amy. I will definitely have a look tomorrow. Okay, well, anyway, I'm going to get back to... I've got one more henchman to fuck around with here. And then I guess I can move on with the plot, theoretically. But honestly, I'm kind of having fun. Alright. Well, let's see. God, it took me hours to get through this. Well, an hour, but still. God, I am a slow gamer. Alright, Linu. Let's talk to Linu. Well,
I hoped that you would return, so I waited here. I've hardly damaged anything since you left. I thought you'd be proud. May I join with you once more, my friend?
oh, I like Linu. Okay. What the hell just happened? Why did my run get disabled? Am I... That was weird. Okay, well, anyway, I'm gonna figure out what the hell I just did, but in the meantime... Well, I mean, I could with all the... That would be a very different game. Amy, if I fucked away with the henchmen. With all the henchmen at the same time. Well, that might work with the module I was telling Beebler about, but not this one. Not this one. I wish, though. I think Steven would be on board with that. Steven's very open-minded. And open-trousered, of course. Alright, so let's see what Lena has to say, because I want her cool item, and then...
Hey
then
there,
plot.
dear. What can I do for you?
I just want to talk for a while. I love chatting with you, but don't you think we should focus on your mission right now? Well, if we're going to be working together, I'd like to know more about you. I guess that's understandable. I have been away from my home and friends for a long time now. I would like to get to know you too. I'm not trying to do any accents, unfortunately. I'm not very good at accents. Do all the henchmen. Well, I've already done all the henchmen besides this girl, so I've got to do this girl now. Nope. Sorry, Beebler. Another time. If I ever make affiliate status, I'll make that into an emote where you can pay whatever those things are and see me try to do a really terrible accent. You'll have to save up for that. Okay. All right. What questions do you have for me? Okay. Oh, I get to actually ask her questions about her backstory. She doesn't just belch it onto me. Though it's probably all going to lead the same way. Why did you leave your homeland? You don't start with the easy questions, do you? That is a bit of a difficult question to answer, but I will do my best. I had worked in the Temple of the Full Moon in Everesca for about 6 years before I left my home. I loved the peacefulness of the temple. But even there, accidents and tricks of fate made life difficult. It wasn't usually anything big, just me in the wrong place at the wrong time. I don't know why, but I just didn't have any luck. Oh, this should be good. Alright, well, bad luck happens to all of us at one time or another. It's not always bad luck, though. Sometimes I can be a little gullible. That's what got me into trouble and sent away from Everesca. Hey, I won't turn it down. I like followers. Blanche needs to know. Well, no hurry, no hurry. Oh yes, poor Obsessive. Never follow Obsessive, guys. You should totally follow him. It annoys him and it's funny. But never follow Obsessive. The squid emote makes me so happy every time I see it. I don't know why. It's just so cute. Okay, anyway. Let's let poor Linu tell us her story. I was collecting tithes one day when a heavily cloaked figure came begging at the temple. He looked like a starving child, so I took him inside the inner sanctum to get him some food. And when I came back, he was gone. Oh dear. There was something else missing. Something very precious to the church. What? That's kind of mean. She hasn't even really gotten into any of the catastrophe yet. What did the thief steal? Please forgive me. I can talk no more about this. We don't know each other very well, and I can't share my most embarrassing moment with a stranger. No, I want to hear what you have to say. Please, I should not have said so much. We'll talk more about this later, but not now. Alright, level 1, thing done. Level 2. Ah. That's fair. I think you would like both Obsessive and Emmy. Obsessive does very fun retro gaming. And it's always very, very funny. He is going through all the NES games right now in alphabetical order. And some of them are really awful. Some of them look fun, though. And Emmy does Xenogears and Alice Madness something or other. It's very cool. Xenogears is a game I used to play as a kid, too. So I have fond memories. And the Alice Madness, whatever the heck it is, it looks like a lot of fun. It's basically just like Wednesday Addams. Killing a lot of things with a knife is what I basically got from it, but I should probably watch more of the stream and I'd understand. Yes, Emmy is very chaotic. I think you will like her. Alright.
Dear, what can I do for you?
I just want to talk for a while. Alright. Tell me more about your story. I appreciate that you have waited patiently. All of 2 seconds, of course, but... well, to hear more of my story. I think we have gone through enough together, all 2 seconds of it, to warrant a deeper level of trust. Well, thank you. I ask that you don't make fun of me, since this was such a dark blot on my name. This poor woman. Many years ago, a cleric performed a service for the people of Everesca by uncovering a drow plot to destroy the city. Sahanine Moonbow. I do not like the name Moonbow. It's hard for me to say for some reason. Came and presented the priest with a silver goblet. You lost a gift from a goddess? I'm not going to be mean. And that is what was stolen? Amy is like taking a bath while jumping out of a plane. That is a good one. I like that a lot. That is very Emmy. Very, very much so. Okay. Yes, the thief stole it right from the temple and managed to sneak out of Everesca. No small accomplishment there. The other priests were frightfully mad. Only the high priest was willing to concede that it could have happened to someone else. But of course it didn't. It happened to the person who broke the head off the golden statue of Coralon. I didn't know what to do, so I stayed up all night, praying to Sahanine to guide my path. The goddess heard my prayer, and just before the ray of light broke, the dawn, I was granted a vision. What happened in the vision? I saw myself leaving Everesca and going on a long journey. At the end of the journey, I returned with a chalice. The trip itself was a blur. I had no idea where to go, other than north and west. When I told the priests of my vision that would take me far away from them, they held a cheerful celebration in honor of my sacred quest. Yeah, I bet they did. It was the first moment in my life where I felt I truly belonged. Yes, I'm sure they were very happy for you. Hello, Effector of Change! How are you? Oh gosh, I am getting... thank you for the new follow, whoever... the person who followed me, who I didn't see follow me. I'm sorry about that. I'm dreadful at noticing these things. Turnip Boy commits tax evasion is a really, really good one. I have no idea what's going on in Turnip Boy commits tax evasion, and I watched your entire stream on that. Ah, busy weekend. That's nice. TDS bot. I gotta look into these bot things. I'm so very new at Twitch. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. So I'm just glad that I haven't had a huge disaster yet. Just some minor ones. So, okay, well, here we go. But now they'll never welcome me back to their city. My quest has failed. Surely it has not failed. Unfortunately, you didn't hear her initial story, which was pretty fucking hilarious. This poor woman just has terrible, terrible luck. And I don't think I can trigger her initial story again. Too bad. Surely it has not failed. You'll find it someday. No, you don't understand. No one will ever understand. I shall be an outcast for life. Please, I should not have said so much. We'll talk more about this later. Okay. Second. Third, finally.
Hey there, dear. What can I do for you?
It is fun to be bad at Twitch. I have no idea what I'm doing. Everything in Turnip Boy is terrible and amazing. It really is. You do a wonderful job presenting it, Amy. You really, really do. Well, thank you, Beebler. You should definitely remember who Amy and Obsessive are, because they are great. They are so much fun. And they're mutual friends of Plunge, who I think you know. So, when your frames are unviewable, best streams ever. Yes, mine too. Amy, are you asking me or Effector for that one? Because I stream on a laptop. That probably doesn't help anything, but it seems to work for the most part. I suppose if I wanted to do anything modern. Oh yeah, I can see that, Beebler. You should do what's best for you. And yes, I stream on a laptop, Amy. A very, very. I mean, it's like a year old. It's not too bad. I haven't killed it yet, which is good criteria. Okay, I want to talk for a while. I love chatting with you. Alright, tell me more about your story. I guess I should be glad to share my daunting task with a friend. We are both adventurers. If I trust you with my life, I should trust you with my troubles. I'm sorry I was so overcome with despair, you see. I found the silver chalice of Moonbow once already. Oh no. I found it in a small town called Lork, but then... Oh, I lost it again. That's mean. Both of those are mean. Look at how mean I have to be to this poor woman. Streaming off of a Game Boy Color, that's pretty impressive. Okay. I can bring my laptop to your house sometime and you can help? That would be cool. Thank you. One of these days we definitely should. Alright, anyway. I'll buy you dinner or something. Alright. How in the name of all that is holy did you lose it again? I guess that's a slightly less mean thing. Still, can't you give me something a little nicer to say? As I said, I found the chalice in the merchant town of Lork. The thief, a halfling, tried to settle it to his gent merchant. But when the halfling tried to charge him 500 gold, the gent claimed the religious artifact as tribute to Bane. The halfling thief protested, but the mayor of the town is a gent as well. Next thing the halfling knew, he was arrested for the murder of an old woman who had spit in the face of a gent soldier the day before. Oh, that'll do it. Obviously, he never committed the crime. It never fails to shock me when people are capable of such injustice. How did you find all this out? I found out what happened when I showed up in town and saw a mob of people about to hang him. Everyone was laughing and telling the story to anyone who would listen. They actually thought that such injustice was funny. Well, it sounds like the gents. That's a gent for you. Even the bloody merchant was there for the hanging, and he was drinking from the sacred chalice. Well, that takes a lot of gall. Don't admire him. There's nothing to be admirable about men with no honor. Sorry, I didn't mean to admire them. They already had the rope around the halfling's neck when I heard the whole story. I didn't know what to do, but I had to stop it. I ran forward into the crowd, yelling for them to stop, but I tripped and fell in the mud. I looked up and saw the face of a kindly grandmother. I reached for her hand, and she kicked me right in the teeth. Yep. You should stream from a Nokia. I would watch Obsessive Repulsive stream the old game on a Snake game on a Nokia too. Yes, that would be amazing. Alright. I kind of had the thought of trying to stream myself playing like one of those crossword games on from my cell phone on Twitch sometime, just to see what idiot things I can't think of at the time. Okay, so I can ask her if she got beat up by an old woman, or I can say that's horrible. I'm going to be sympathetic. The mob turned into a giant brawl with fists and laughter flying everywhere. I crawled out of the crowd and fled town, weeping as I ran. I made it to the forest and collapsed in the bushes off the road. As I lay there weeping, I heard a twig snap. I spun around, and standing there beside me was the halfling. He winked at me and toasted me with the chalice, which he held in his hand. I cried out that I had to have it back, but he just laughed and disappeared into the wood. I never saw him again. God, he's a dick. Don't worry, I'll help you find the chalice. Thank you. That is a kind answer from a good friend. I know I shall probably never find the chalice again, but I shall not give up. I shall return it to my people to restore my honor. Well, as it happens... that would be a good way to drive viewers away, I bet. I want to find your old Sudoku streams. I think that would be fun to watch. Obsessive. Alright. Well, as it happens, you might have noticed that when I was in the nobleman's house last time, I kept fishing through the drawers, muttering to myself about finding something. Is this the chalice you were talking about? The silver chalice of Moonbow. Thank you. I can never repay you for this gift of true friendship. There's something else that I have that might be of some use to you. This is the pendant of the elf. It has the power to enhance some of your abilities with those of the elven ancestors. You have proven this day that you are a true friend to the elven people. This pendant only works for those who prove such worthiness. I am proud to call you my friend. Okay, thank you. Because of you, I can return the chalice to where it belongs. I shall protect it with my life until the opportunity arises for me to visit Aruska. Alright, well, woohoo! I have now gotten all the henchman stuff, and I can move on with the plot. Which would be funny if I decided to call it a night right here. Alright, maybe not. I can move a little bit forward with the plot. It's not that late. Alright, so I am wearing a Periapt of Wisdom. The amulet or the pendant of the elf gives dark vision and a point of dexterity. Oh gosh. Boomer viewership. That we shouldn't be mean. Boomers like games too, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Is Grandma Shirley, who plays Skyrim, a boomer, or is she older than that? She might be older than that. But she's fun to watch. I like watching Grandma Shirley play Skyrim. She's one of my favorites. Alright. Okay, well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I missing someone? Oh no, because Dalen. I haven't finished Dalen, so I have to find his bullshit. Okay. Well, let's go find my can opener. Because as much as I like Linu, she's not really adept at picking locks. So, this creepy dwarf is over there. Dalen's over there. Okay, there he is. Hello, Tommy.
I figured they'd drag your carcass back here eventually. You need me to come with you again?
Fox News on one screen and Obsessive Repulsive on their tablet. Yep. Alright. Tommy, I know you're suicidal and really obnoxious, but you're gonna be my henchman once more. Yep. Can't look at your inventory though, because this is the first game. And I can try to adjust your tactics a little. Let's see.
What can...
Change the distance you stay away from me. I don't know. If I tell him to stay too far away, it runs the risk of him running ahead of me. I guess medium distance is fine. No, ranged. Definitely ranged. He's gonna fucking run into everything anyway. Alright. Now, did I give... Okay, I think I'm gonna go back and see Erebeth real quick, because I think there are things I can sell to the temple. I mean, there's a merchant right here, but as I think I said before, my role play is that the shit I steal, I give to the temple armory with documentation, so that anything improperly gotten in the course of the investigation can be given back to its rightful owners, and everything else can benefit the temple. This is how I rationalize stealing everything inside. And it's an after-the-fact rationalization, of course, but, you know. There's a reason why my DMs used to roll their eyes whenever I'd start talking too much.
You are a welcome sight, as always. Is this visit in regards to the fourth Watadavian creature?
Sure, why not?
We are all eagerly awaiting its recovery.
Do you have a
Of
tip
course,
for me?
I will do my best to help with whatever
I
you
mean,
need to
given
know.
so far that there are 4 sections of a city, I have explored 3 sections of the city, and in each section of the city, I have found one of 4 water Davian creatures. I'm pretty sure, by process of elimination, I know where the 4th one is, but just for the hell of it, I'm gonna ask her what she thinks.
There are many rumors, and I would not like to give you any false leads. However, there is something that seems reliable. All secrets are known in the Docks District, but the city guard has lost control of the area. The area is run by criminal gangs now. It might be too dangerous, even for you.
Well, theoretically, as a level 6 paladin, it probably wouldn't be, but I am playing him, so possibly yes. Yes, it will be.
However, before my men were driven out, there were whispers of attempts to escape the city with a valuable prize. Perhaps someone means to smuggle one of the creatures out.
Okay.
But there is no guarantee the reports are accurate. The creatures could be in any one of the city districts. I shall leave it up to you where you want to take your search.
But you should probably go in the one area you haven't
Is
gone
there
yet.
anything else?
Kind of a tip. Alright. Goodbye.
Farewell, Métis. You are a welcome sight as always. Is this
You know, I could just
visiting
go
regards
around
to
and
the-
talk to
We
her
are
on the other
all
side
eagerly
so she
awaiting-
doesn't need to spin around every time when I ask her shit, but I'm kind of a dick, so... Do I need 2 of these? Well, I'm gonna sell this. I'm gonna sell this. I'm gonna sell one of these. I now own a tavern, by the way. I'd like that to be known. No, can't sell those yet. One sec. Docks District, Northwest Quarter. Aqueducts. I gotta go into Aqueducts sometime. Nope, I can't sell the crap that my colleagues have given me. But I can sell this fucking sickle. Let's get rid of the sickle. Okay. Do I really need an arm? Well, it's not like it weighs a lot. Still can't sell that bullshit. Alright. Okay. Not much I need to sell. Okay. Let's save, because all I need is to have a disaster again. I think I'll keep the title the same. You never know. There we go. So now let's see what the fuck is going on in the docks, my friends. I suspect there will be criminal mischief. And, what the fuck is the last Water Davian creature anyway? Wailing in the Water Davian. Find the one. Okay. Ah, can't find a list of the fucking creatures. Wonder how many there are now. Well, it is whatever one I don't have. It is not the Dryad, it is not the Yuan-Ti, it is not the Intellect Devourer, it is whatever the other fucking one is. Alright. What direction am I going? West, of course. Goodbye, everyone. I hope you're having fun. And let's... I should be where I need to be. Yes. I hate this. Someone should lay down the law. Well, let's go see. I do like my cloak, but I feel like the cloak gets in the way of my pantslessness. I'm not sure you can really tell I am wearing no pants quite as easily when I wear that cloak. On the other hand, though, from the front, it does set it off very nicely. The questions of fashion. So I don't get to appreciate it as much, but I'm sure that the people he's facing do. There are certain areas in the game where death is permanent and you cannot respawn. That's okay, I reload anyway. Unless there's a special death thing going on in the game, I don't bother with respawn. I'm a safe scummer. That hurt. Citizen, identify yourself. Get Captain Soren.
Hello.
What in the hell are you doing here? Not that I don't mind the help, but I thought we were not locked down tight. Wait, you a new recruit? Erebeth settle you with this job? Well, good luck if you're supposed to patrol in here. You'll need it. Alright, why is this area so dangerous? This is the docks. Don't go blabbing it, but everyone knows that the docks are controlled by pretty shifty characters. With the chaos of the plague, everyone seems to be acting like animals. The streets are thick with thieves. Thick. Have you seen any strange creatures? What, you think a grunt like me might have found Arabeth's precious water Davian things? That's what you're asking, isn't it? I mean, fair. Bah, I got a briefing about those, alright. And then I was stuck here. Why tell me about them if I'm not going to be looking? The only thing I'll see while I'm standing here is more blasted thieves. Let 'em all rot, as I says. Any way I can help out? Just don't attract attention to us here. I don't want a mob killing me before the plague can, after all. You want to play hero, fine with me. But as far as I'm concerned, the animals in this district can have each other. Why is this area so dangerous? This is the docks. Don't go blabbing it, but everyone knows that the docks are controlled by pretty shifty characters, and I think I already asked this one. Oh. With the chaos of the plague, everyone seems to be acting like animals. The streets are thick with thieves. Thick. Alright. Never mind. Careful in the docks. Alright. Well, can anyone give me a quest or two? I do like me some quests. Alright. Alright, alright. Woohoo. Okay. Crate. Nothing in the crate. Well, that makes sense. City of Thieves, they probably wouldn't leave shit in there. Oh, heavens. Okay, well, there's a mugger. Okay, please stop killing my halfling.
The battle is on!
Never get tired of seeing the critical hit explosion of limbs. Well, that was nice. Alright. Well, there's a mugger. Now, you're neighbor. I think you were talking to me before. Were you threatening me? What? I ain't following nobody. Just, strolling. That's it. You'd stroll into a grave. Why are you following people? I wasn't. I didn't mean blast it. I'll never make the gold at this rate. Look, I just don't want any trouble. I was just looking for an easy mark. Obviously, that ain't you, so I'll just be going. Well, what do you need gold for? I don't know. I just heard that a plague cure was coming up for auction in the seedy tavern. Just let me get back to work. I'll never be able to afford it at this rate. Could steal the whole district and not have enough, I bet. Well, what can you tell me about the auction? Who, me? I don't know much about it. It's at the seedy tavern. It's funded by blood sailors. That means Vengal is involved somehow. Here, I'll give you my copy of the notice. I can't afford to go anyway. Just don't hurt me. Alright, well, I gotta think. What do you know about the seedy tavern? Nothing anyone else couldn't tell you. It's in the north central of the district, and it's where the black market usually is. A guy like me can't even get in there. They've got a brick wall of a bouncer that won't let anyone in that isn't a blood sailor. Them uniforms is hard to come by. Of course, maybe if I got enough gold together, she might say different. I don't know. Tell me about Vengal. Well, anyone that stays around here for long hears about Vengal blood sale. He's flashy, he likes showing off. The blood sailors are his. Pirates, mostly. Mostly? What do you mean by that? Well, it's a big group. One guy can't run the whole thing. Vengal, he's a showman, but he needs some organizers, too. I heard that his first lieutenant is hot under the collar right now. Calix's his name, but I ain't saying anything else. I don't know anything else. Alright, I think I asked this one. Okay. Alright. You just stroll somewhere else. Oh, no problem. Don't you worry. I'll just be on my way then. Yes, on my way. Nice stuff you got there. Alright. So, I think I've got an idea of what's going on. Oh, auction announcement. This document details an auction to be held at the seedy tavern in the Docks district. It does not reveal exactly what will be for sale, but it does seem to suggest that anyone interested in surviving the plague should attend. Oh, it's a cockatrice. That's what the fuck it is. Okay. It also mentions that anyone bringing this to the attention of the city guard will be dealt with in a manner that suggests finality. The seal at the bottom is apparently that of the Blood Sailors, a group of pirates. There's a map on the back that shows the whole of the Das district. The seedy building tavern is one of the larger buildings along the north edge. Oh, hey, my map has been Oh, crap. Now I'm not going to know where I've been. Okay. Well, I know I've got to go there, so I got to wander around. Well, I appreciate the map. Now I'm going to have to do this myself. Alright. Well, actually, I know I want to go there. This place is where I want to go. 20 in a quiver. There's a locked house I want to look into. Golden Apple. Andrad Estate. Oh, yeah, art theft. Silver Sales Trading Company. Okay, well, I guess I'll take a trip to the right. After I get these things. Okay, well. Another auction announcement. I better have a place I can drop the shit. Okay, well, I'll come back to this side after I've gone to this side for a while. Okay. There are buildings here. Any buildings I can enter, any buildings I can loot. Let's enter. Okay. That look. Actually, do I really want to steal this person's stuff? Well, let's see. Let's see. Maybe not. That's just a dock citizen. Alright, well, I'll put his stuff back. I got used to looting. I shouldn't. Okay, so I stole 4, so I'm going to give 4 back. Alright, you can have your stuff back. Hi, Plunge! Don't tell me you're done with your stream already. Ah, looks like you did. Aw. Did you have fun with your stream? How very lawful of me. I'm trying not to be a total dick. I'll steal from the houses that have well, things that I want to steal in them. But that's just 4 gold pieces, and this is just a normal citizen.
Hello.
You don't want to hang around here, friend. The plague was here, and damned if I know who it'll take next. I'm acting as a guard. I need information. You got questions? Well, so do I. What good are you, guard, when everyone around me is dying of the plague? Answer me that. I mean, fair question. My sisters, all of them, dead. What chance did they have? The first infected the others as they tried to comfort her. So you see, I don't think I have much use for a guard. If you have questions, go ahead. I suppose you have reports to file or something. Alright, well, I need information about the docks district. What is it you want to know? Couldn't you just stumble around on your own? Well, yes, and I will, but still. Any locations of interest? Well, if the plague is your interest, it's pretty much everywhere. Really, I'm not sure what you're looking for. A tavern? A shop? A tavern. I guess there's Jim Seedy's place, the Seedy Tavern. It's in the north end of the district. Good luck getting past the bouncer. He's seedy. It's one of those things where it's like, sometimes the name just kind of speaks for itself. Got a few new people today. Hello. What the hell am I doing? Alright. You just have like a moment where your brain just kind of decides to forget exactly what you're doing a second ago. Alright. Okay, well. You got sleepy. You had to stop before the second wind kicked in? Aw. Well, that's true. That's like the perfect way to get yourself working way later in the night than you actually intend to. I'm probably not going to be doing this too much longer because I do have a few other things I have to finish tonight. But, and boundaries in action? That is good. I'm proud of you, Plunge. Okay, so back to my work. Okay, here we go. Back to terrorizing this poor citizen. Alright, I don't know why they stay open with the threat of the plague about, but I don't put much stock in rumors. Alright, well, have you heard of anything odd? Any rumors? Maybe, look, I don't want to talk out of turn. I really shouldn't, and what does it matter? We're all going to die anyway. Oh, this poor guy. I suppose I might as well say, though I don't know much. I hear there's some kind of infighting going on with the blood sailors. Oh, this could be interesting. There have been notices of some sort of auction at the Seedy Tavern. Vengal Bloodsail himself is putting on some sort of show or something. His men can't handle that kind of attention? I don't know. There's talk of, Well, you can guess what angering pirates will get you. I overheard a man named Calic in the Golden Apple Tavern, and well, I think that's all I'm going to say about that. I may be going to die of plague, but I want to do that with my legs intact. So Vengal is putting on a show. Best to take it easy, maybe another 2-3 hours. Yeah, it would be really easy to stream until 4 a.m. I agree with you guys. It's just fun. and then once you get into the game, you want to continue the game too. He likes to do things flashy. I think it's an auction or something. I guess it's caused a lot of fuss. A lot of people want gold for it. Someone said it had to do with the plague. But everything seems to have to do with the plague. People are scared. Alright, I want to ask something else. Alright, yes, that's fair, that's fair. District? Could they get here if I attacked you? That's mean. Who are the important people in the district? How would I know? Well, tell me about the blood sailors. Who are the... Wow, you must be new. The blood sailors run the docks. Any ship that travels without their okay doesn't get far. So they're pirates. I guess. They don't seem to make much of a secret about it. Their leader's pretty open about that stuff, if he's still a leader. Who's the leader now? Their namesake, Vengal Bloodsail. He's the reason they're allowed to operate. I think he used to know Lord Nasher, of all people. He keeps them from being just a band of cutthroats. I think he prefers to think of himself as a dashing rogue. Seems a bit old for it. So where would he hide? I don't know. Maybe... No, I don't put much stock in rumors. Why can't I persuade him to give me more? I guess because he's, so distraught. How widespread is the plague? What do you know about attempts at a cure? The helmets claim their blessings are a cure. Bunch of crap. Everyone I know is dying, or will be. Alright, God, this is kind of agonizing. I really feel bad for pressing this guy. Alright, ask something else. Important people, locations of interest, anything else. Place to get important places, anything like that. Not anymore. The plague has shut everything down. No ships are allowed in or out. The port offices are closed. Too many have died. Most legitimate business is done in the city court anyway. This area is left for whatever petty criminal wants to set up shop. Alright. Place to get supplies. 20 in a quiver is well stocked. Yes, I definitely want to go to 20 in a quiver. Okay, goodbye. This poor guy. Yep. Hello, Hale. It is... Yeah, a lively chat would make it easier to keep going, wouldn't it? Welcome. Thank you for the follow. Speaking of, I should do some follow backs. There we go. I like following people. Meeting new people is fun. Hello. I am playing Neverwinter Nights, if you cannot tell by the... It's a very distinctive look, I think. Okay. I do think the cape kind of takes away from my whole pantslessness, but just so you know, my character is not wearing any pants. There we go. It's a very distinctive feature, so I like to make sure I advertise that as much as possible. Actually, is there a door over here? No, that's just a crate. So, let's see. Oh, hey, there are people dressed in red. That means I can kill you. Or my halfling can kill you with impunity. Damn it. Tommy. See, the problem is, he's gotten too good, and now I barely get to kill anybody anymore. That's what I get, huh? That's what I get. Yeah, it is a shame. Oh, well. I'll have to see it. Well, actually, I wonder. Give me a sec. Let's see if Cameron's override hack can do something for me here. Modify the cloak. What kind of cloak models do we have? Well. It doesn't look like there's a way I can make it invisible, huh? Let's see. Oh, that one looks invisible. So I can have an invisible cloak. There's a thought. There's a thought. Right now it looks off kilter, but once I close out of here, it'll be put back in place nicely. Brown. Very dramatic neckline. Quite like that one. Oh, I just did that one, didn't I? Huh, there's a couple of the same, aren't there? Huh. Oh, that's quite dramatic. Let's make it invisible. I am wearing an invisible cloak. Watch when I sell it. It'll be fun. I'll forget it's invisible. Alright, so invisible cloak it is. There we go. It is now a necktie. Alright. Make changes. Oh, that doesn't help. Make changes. Alright, so for folks that are new here, I do play my Neverwinter Nights just a little bit modded. This I'm using here is the customized character override hack from someone named Cameron, and you can get it yourself at the Neverwinter Vault. It's Kamiryn. This is the enhanced edition version. And what you can do with it, well, you can do a whole lot of things with it. You can cheat like mad with it if you really wanted to. But what I like to use it for is to change the appearance of your clothing. If you wanted your own glamour system, here you go. So now I have an invisible cloak because it was getting in the way of my nudity. Now, just so you know, the cloak is still here and it still has a picture. It's just now invisible because I don't want it messing with my style. I bet you could do that with helmets too, which is good because the helmets on here look really stupid. But I haven't really felt the need to put on a helmet yet, so we'll have to see. We'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Ah, Cleve is a wonderful toy. There we go. Do you like the cleavage obsessive? That actually came with the costume. I didn't even make that. That's what I tell the police all the time. I'm wearing clothes. They're just invisible. I mean, that's a... You know, it does feel like I'm exploiting it a little too much to make the cloak completely invisible, though. So I think I'm going to put its appearance back. Or maybe I'll just make a cloak number 1. Nah, we'll make a cloak number 1. That's fine. I don't know why. For some reason, just doing it that way seemed like cheating. Ah, there we go. Cloak shifted back into place. It's red now. I did make it red. And it clips funny. I appreciate you being a fan of cleavage. Yep. This is the armor of comfort, by the way, except for the lack of thighs. That's how it comes. Ah, you know what? You don't even really get to appreciate the cleavage with this thing on. You know, I'm going to keep the cloak, but I'm going to put it elsewhere because I'm not... It's protection against law. And this is not a place where I'm fighting a whole lot of law-abiding folks anyway. I'll keep it to put it on later. There we go. All right. Vanity is happy, and now I can go back to doing what it is I was intending to do. I don't consider myself to be particularly girly, but when it comes to playing dress up with tiny little paper dolls, I suddenly find myself incredibly stereotypical. Oops, sorry, Tommy. Here we go. But yeah, you can do a whole lot with that. If you wanted to play a female character and make her clothing quite skimpy, you could do that too. I mean, I'm not going to judge. Look what I'm doing to this poor bastard. And also, just some of the outfits on here are just dreadful. Just dreadful. It's really sad. I'm actually not too bad off right now compared to some. Alright. Looting boxes, looting boxes.
Okay, dokie.
Can opener. Please help me, Tommy. I haven't quite found a breastplate that matched Arabeth's very impressive cleavage yet, but I'm on the lookout. I figure my character likes her. They should dress alike. Okay. Oh, hello. More people in red I can hit with my sword. Hello. God, I do like cleave. Hello. Oh, there's another one. And I think there's one up there, because I can hear the arrows. Oh, a ruffian. Well, that just seems a little more high class, doesn't it? Like, anyone can be a thug, but a ruffian? Now, I can't go too far ahead. I've still got things I have to keep track of what I have looted and what I haven't looted yet, so... Alright. Yeah, okay. I'll wait for you. Come on. Come on, I need to keep track of shit. This is a fun section to play if you've already got cleave. I bet great cleave would make it even more fun. Oh, there went my halfling again. Oh well. I'll go fetch him when I need a can opener. Hi. Oh, you kind of suck. There we go. You had one shot, dude. Alright, I'm gonna leave those there to let me know that I need to continue to explore that section, and I'm gonna go find what's here. And maybe kill a few more muggers. Oh, hi. Really? Ooh, a smuggler's coin. What the hell is that? Oh, it's the currency of the black market. They are made with the drops of blood-red glass, each pressed with the image of a ship and a cutlass. The exact value of these coins compared to gold is debatable, and seems to vary primarily on the prominence of the person using them. Despite this wild fluctuation, many thieves prefer them, knowing that a person buying with smuggler's coins is usually not concerned with where the merchandise is coming from. Fair. I want it.
All fun and games.
Alright, I think there are going to be a few other muggers around here. Alright. Oh, if I can find more smugglers. Oh, another auction announcement. I hope I can sell those fucking things. Ooh, more coins. And actual coins. Gotta diversify your portfolio, yeah? And that's the only financial related thing you will ever hear me say, because I don't understand any of that shit. There we go. Alright, so I came from down here and I didn't see any doors down here. That I know. That I know. Okay. I heard a click. I heard a click. What click did I hear? Alright, I want to go in here. Hello. Who are you?
The battle is
You just saw me
on!
kill like 15 of your fellows. Do you really think this is going to end well for you? Really? At least you're not a fucking prisoner. That was just kind of sad. Thinking maybe I shouldn't have left this till the end. Okay. Anything up here? No. Did I see you remain? Oh, what's that? Oh yeah, I looked at that later. Okay. Now one thing I do have to keep an eye out for is a brooch for Dalen. I'm not sure where that is actually, so... I'm sure it'll be somewhere around here. Maybe in like a thieves' headquarters or something. Okay. Hello. Hi. Now, well, you were smart enough to just stand really still, but... Okay. But now you are exploded in a bunch of limbs. That's on you, my friend. That's on you. It didn't have to happen that way. It really didn't. I'm a paladin. If you asked for mercy, I'd probably give it to you. I gave mercy to that fucker who kidnapped the dryad. Really shouldn't have. Probably could have rationalized killing him. Now that I think about it, really should have. Oh well. Hindsight's 20/20. Now look in this crate. Oh, copper ring. I do like selling copper rings. Erebeth and the Armory have like so many copper rings now, maybe they can melt it down. Do something with the copper. Wonder how many of these I need to do whatever it is I need to do. I mean, I don't mind slaughtering my way across the town, don't get me wrong. I've been doing that quite admirably so far. Oh, and there's someone named Jace, and a chest. Now, I'm gonna think I'm gonna need my can opener to open that chest, but... And I also think that's really an offensive thing to call my halfling friend, but it's based on his job, at least. Oh, no, didn't need him yet. Okay. Merchant shingle. Alright. Hi. Really? Are you fucking kidding me? Alright, fine. Alright. Let's see. Really, guys? Okay. Alright. Let's see. I got a bunch of healing potions. I got a healing potions and I got cleave. Let's make this work.
Only one way out.
Ooh. And now you got exploded. You guys wanna... Alright, fine. Let's do this. Alright. So let's see. Anything to get in remains. Oh. If you're gonna play a ranged fighter, I would probably recommend playing a crossbowman. But just because I seem to find a whole shit ton of crossbow bolts of different kinds, like flame bolt, etc. More so than I find arrows. But just as an FYI. Okay. Let's see, now that I've murdered more... Really, guys? Must you? Okay. This is just getting silly. I bet that guy Jace has some interesting things to say. But... oh, wait. I feel like this is kind of a conservation of ninjutsu kind of rule going on right now. There are 15,000 thugs, and thus I'm basically having no problem killing any of them. But there'll be one guy that I will have a bitch of a time with. Then if Daredevil is any indication, I will limp home, half on fire, half dead, and my friend will have a manly crying session with me. It's possible I've watched too much Netflix Daredevil. Okay. Alright, well, I'm thinking that this is where I want to be for the night, because there's something I want to buy here. I hope I have enough. There's a guard. There's someone named Gerald. Let's talk to him. Please tell me you have what I'm looking for. Welcome to my humble store. Before we continue, I draw your attention to my guards and my many warning devices. That's fair. I hold nothing against those that make their living as thieves, but I will not be a target. I need to make a living too. I mean, that seems reasonable. Of course, have you got anything interesting? I have standard selection of gear. I also have other things as well, but they're probably not of interest to you. You are a guard, aren't you? Persuade. How will I know if you don't show me? Come on. The majority of my special stock is in the market facilities of the Seedy Tavern, if you have the right coins to pay. Smuggler's coins. I happen to have a small supply. 150 gold per coins. Steep, I know, but but if you need them, you'll pay. Where can I get more if I need them? They're in short supply, but perhaps you'll do me a favor someday, I should tell you of a possibility. Gilda at the Golden Apple. I get the occasional coin from her. She does not know what they are, bless her. There you might get 1 or 2. My price will not lower, but I will help you this way. Okay. Well, I don't want to spend my gold until I know how much that thing I want costs. So, leather armor +1. That looks idiotic, but I do kind of want it for my other thing. Look. Oh, and that's not expensive at all. I was saving my coins for this thing, and look how cheap it is. But isn't it pretty? It's a bag of holding. I am going to buy this bag of holding. I am going to love this bag of holding. It will be my favorite thing in the world. Look at how beautiful it is. Somewhere buried in my crap. There it is. My bag of holding. My beautiful bag of holding. And this thing's pretty cheap too. So I'm going to buy this so that I can get that armor I want to get. And I think that's all I really need from this guy. Actually, I know what I'm going to do before I call it quits for tonight, since I got to get back my lockpick anyway. I will save. I'm going to go teleport. Yes, tunnel at the end. Bright tunnel, mother was there, yes. I probably should be more interested in what the poor guy has to say, but to be honest with you, he dies a fucking lot. And a lot of that's my fault, admittedly. But sometimes it's not my fault, and it gets old. The fucking halfling's suicidal. I think anyone who plays this game will verify that. And if you don't verify that, well, okay, fine. It's also possible and terrible at this game, which is very true as well. Alright. Hello. Aw. I feel like Nasher could maybe do a little more to alleviate the economic injustice within this city. I'm just saying. But I suppose that's an argument for another day. Okay, let's see. Forge. Let's go put things in the forge. Alright. Leather armor. And a gargoyle skull. Can I please create the thing I want to create now?
Hello there!
A white bone armor. Yes, here's your 500 gold. Yes, I have a lot of gold. I'm actually okay. And once I go back, I should buy those smuggler coins, because I have a feeling I'll need them. Oh, look at this. White bone armor +2. It does not have cleavage, sadly. This suit bears the mark of the dwarf Marek, master blacksmith of Neverwinter, knight shining knight, arms and armor. Armor class 7. Dex bonus 1. It's heavy armor. Let's see how this compares to what I got. I think it should be pretty good. I got 21 and 22. I might keep the armor of comfort though, because I really like the cleavage. Not sure what it just did. There we go. That was weird. Okay, anyway. Oh. That will not do. Hey. Stop turning around. That will not do. Look at this blasphemy. Look at this blasphemy. No, no, no. Okay. Sir Stephen Lioness wants no pants, and he needs no pants. Much better. Now it's perfect. And look at the beautiful way that the giant shoulders taper down into nothing on the legs. It is an outfit for a warrior. Wonderful. I am so proud. Alright. I'm sure you're all as touched as I am. And let me get back to the fellow so that I don't forget to get the fucking coins before I call it quits for tonight. Because if I do, then I will forget next time. And then I'll probably call it quits for tonight. Sorry guys, it was a very talky day. Oh, Nyatar, I've already talked to Nyatar. Hello, Nyatar. You gave me kind of a backhanded compliment because I killed a lot of people in freeing the zoo. But you know, if you wanted the pacifist solution, you should say so. Otherwise, I'm just gonna fucking kill people. I realize that's not very paladin-y, but I feel like it might be. They're evil people after all. Or at least chaotic people. Alright. Pay 50 gold. Ooh. Alright. Hello, sir.
Can I help you?
Yes, I would like your special merchandise. Woohoo. I will purchase 3. Alright, can I buy any more from him? I would like to purchase 3. Ah, he's run out. Okay. Well, because I bought them all. Alright, well, anyway, I have a bag of holding. I have cool new armor. I have some smuggler's coins. And quite a bit more because I keep killing smugglers. And seems like a good place to call at the end. Now, let me see if I can find out who is on today for raiding. Because raiding is a lovely thing, and I quite like it, now that I kind of know what I'm doing. Vaguely. I mean, it's kind of debatable, but we're going to leave that alone for now. Closing out. And let's see. Who is on? Who is on? Who is on? Who have I not raided before? You know, I'm not sure I've ever raided my friend Red Mage Dove. And if I have, well, okay, then I've raided him again. Or them again, sorry. Sorry, them. Aw, okay. You guess I can stop? Thank you, Obsessive. I do appreciate that. Don't worry, I'll be playing again. Probably not tomorrow, because tomorrow's Amy's Xenogears day, and I like to watch Amy playing Xenogears. But probably Thursday. You're very sweet. Alright, so let's go raid a friend of mine. I mean, we could. Yeah. I wish there was a way I could tell who I've raided already, but I'll just have to trust my crappy memory. Okay. Oh, you are such a romantic, obsessive, repulsive. I appreciate that. Well, anyway, I could never compete with your sparkly beard balls. Beard balls are something else entirely. But, I know, he is coming in with all the game effector. I am very impressed. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Have a good night. If it actually works. Come on. There is a button here. Why aren't you letting me click it? Alright, I don't know why it's not doing this. Alright. Anyway, in theory, I am trying to raid somebody. I do apologize for it not working. Oh, good. It is working. Yay. Bye-bye. Have a good night.